and welcome back to my channel. I'm Angie and it's nice to have you guys here. We're in a slightly different location today because today I am finally filming my makeup collection. This channel is officially a year and a little over a month old and I've still never done this. I actually really love watching makeup collection and storage videos because I love trying to get new ideas for how I can organize my collection and seeing what people have and kind of how they organize it and like what their everyday makeup choices are versus things that maybe are buried back in a drawer, because I feel like what people use on a regular basis is really telling to how good that product is. I feel like these days a lot of people put disclaimers on these videos. Obviously I'm not showing off, and as you'll see I do have more than what my mother thinks is a normal amount for sure, but compared to other people my collection is actually, I think, pretty small. I'm very proud of my little collection and I feel like I've got all of my bases and needs covered, but I definitely have kind of reached a point where I am starting to get a little bit more selective about how and where I spend my money. Do I really need another eyeshadow palette? As you'll see, I kind of don't. I am in my bathroom. My bedroom is that way. There's just an open archway, so it's not closed off. This mirror behind me is actually my closet. So that's the closet door, which is really nice to have a nice big full-length mirror. My shower, the bathroom with the shower, is right in there. That's my bathrobe hanging up there. So the way I have everything set up is on my bathroom sink counter. So let me flip it around so that you can see. Oh, also behind me, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I will show you really quick as I flip the camera around because there is some like beauty stuff behind me. So on the shelf behind me, I've got, the top shelf is my fragrances, including I've got a little jar with all the little minis that I have, so that's where I kind of put those. And then my large statement necklaces are on those forms up there. Down here, this is the majority of my jewelry collection. Let me know if you'd like a jewelry collection video, because I can certainly do that. And then down here is nail polish. Also let me know if you want to see a nail polish collection. But I've got all my nail polish. There's two more of the Bath & Body Works candle jars behind, and then another one of these rectangular boxes behind, so there's basically another row of what you see. And then I've also got my spare lashes, which are all Fleur de Force because those are my favorite lashes. And then down here is hair stuff. This top pink box is skincare, like treatments, masks, stuff like that. And then the box below that is samples, all my little travel sizes. And then the bottom three are all nail and hair stuff. So overview of the bathroom counter. This is everything. Skincare is on this side. I've got a large mirror that I use to help me. I just slide it over to right here, pretty much where the Starbucks is. But all my skincare is kind of on here. I've also got my contact lens case and my two pairs of glasses. Contact lens solution is around the side. So this can kind of spin around, which is really helpful. I've got my mud mask, my favorite mud mask. So this is all the general skincare. My cleansers and the one bottle of micellar water I have. I also like keeping a rose because I get roses for myself every week from Costco, so I always take one and put it in here. Toothbrush, toothpaste off to the side. I've got this little tray that I use to let things dry. So this was a brush I used last night to do the face mask. When it's dry, it lives up here, but while it's drying, I put it here. Also some facial pads and a sponge. If I've got a beauty sponge that I've washed, it can dry in here as well. That way, it just gets some airflow and dries a little bit better and a little bit faster. And then over here is all the makeup. Brush cleansers are up here along with my little Real Techniques cleanser palette. Tissues. These are my favorite lipsticks lip products that I tend to wear the most. So I've got my two YSLs, my Butter London Moisture Matte Lippy, three of my Fleur de Force lip colors, the ones that I wear the most. My 100% Pure. Yeah, so I'd say the ones I use the most are kind of these ones. And then my few lip liners. that I never use, but I keep them up there so they're kind of organized. This box is lashes that are currently in use, so lashes that I've opened and used, whereas the one behind me is brand new ones that haven't been opened. So if they're a pair that I'm currently using, they live up in here until they get too worn and have to be thrown out, and then I'll open up a fresh pack. I'll show you the drawer next. So this drawer off to the side is where I keep stuff that I don't use on a super regular basis. So I've got lip products in the back. These are kind of ones that I like but might be more seasonal, or I just don't wear as often. These are my lipsticks. These are more of the kind of lipstick / tinted balm type products. And then some lip glosses. These are my other 2 Fleur lip glosses. And then I've got some lip glosses and liquid lips. So in there. My single eyeshadows and loose mineral eyeshadows are in here. So I've got a bunch from Bourjois, and then a bunch of full size and sample sizes from Laranim, which is a all natural mineral company that I like. I've got my 2 sugar pills here, which I really love these colors, but I never use them. So those are the single use. I've got my little mirror that I got from Boots, stays in there. And then this front piece here, I've got some makeup wipes. This front part is basically all the new products that I haven't tried yet or I am currently trying, and I need to make sure that they don't get lost in the rest of my collection so that I don't forget to use them. So if it's new or within like the first couple months, it stays in here until it gets absorbed and put away somewhere else. So I've got some recent Sephora box stuff. Some of these are from the last few months, but like this primer is one that came brand new. This eyeliner came in the most recent one. But then I've also got like my Hourglass lip stilo that I'm still kind of getting used to. The Terry Miyahira blush that I won in a giveaway from Marie's channel, and the color green. I love this. So this is just kind of where this stuff lives until I feel like I've decided how much I love it and where it belongs in the rest of my stash, which is up here. So I've got brushes everywhere. I've got so many brushes, but they're all organized. So these are eyeshadow brushes. These are liner brushes and eyebrow brushes. I've got the sponges that I currently am using in here. This is from Ulta. These ones are from Eco Tools. I'm kind of getting used to those. And then we've got face brushes. So these are like fine face brushes. This is for cream blush. And then these are general face brushes, so blush, bronzer, powder brushes, that sort of thing. My Primark Pro PS Pro brush that I am in love with. And then this container is mostly eyeliners as well as some eyeshadow, cream eyeshadows, Andrea, that's the word you're looking for. So that's what is in there. This container is all mascaras, so the mascaras that I currently have in use. This container back here is more eyeliners. Those are more of my colored eyeliners that I don't use on a regular basis. So these ones are like more frequently used, along with my medical tape that I use when I wear liquid liner. And then this is kind of my general face container. So I've got my 2 BB creams that I use, which is pretty much what I use as foundation. I don't wear full foundation that often. I've got my color correctors, concealer, under eye concealer. So those are all there. And then up here in the acrylic drawers, in the bottom, this is more foundation concealers, foundation and concealers that I don't use on a regular basis, as well as in the distance here, these are glitter eyeshadows that I have. The next drawer up are highlighters, concealer, a little concealer palette, and then powders that I have. So I've got my Soap and Glory highlighter, which I love. I've got a highlighter sample from Laranim. Here are blushes. I've got a YSL cream blush. I've got a Honeybee Gardens blush that I won in another giveaway. Love that blush. So those are all blushes and blush samples. This is Things that I use as eyeshadow primers. So I've got an old Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I've got an Origins eyeshadow primer. I've got a NYX eyeshadow base, the pearl one, which is actually really good. So yeah, things that I use as eyeshadow primers. Some of them are actually cream eyeshadows, but they work as a primer. Up here is face primers. Again, you'll see most of it is small samples from like the Playbox and stuff, because I don't use primer that often. And then this is all pencil sharpeners as well as eyelash stuff. I keep my glue in here with the mascara so that it stays upright, but I've got like tweezers to use for eyelashes as well as my sharpeners and some small scissors to trim the ends of the eyelash bands if I'm wearing a full strip lash. So that is what is in the acrylic drawers. This is my Tarte limited edition holiday palette from last year that the paint collector's box that I won in a giveaway from Farah. I'm still in love with this. That highlighter is actually really, really good, and I love both bronzers. So, and all the eyeshadows are super pretty, so I love that. And it actually fits really well up here. And then these are all my other palettes. This is a collection of lip glosses from Bite from a few years ago. And then I've got my Naked Smoky. I've got my Perfect 10 from Soap and Glory. I've got my 100% Pure Punk Princess palette, which I really like. I've got Urban Decay, an old face case. Still actually is in pretty decent condition. This palette is a favorite. I got this from Marks and Spencer, and it's got everything you can need. It's got a nice big mirror, lip glosses, which I don't use, but it's nice to have if I need them, highlighter, bronzer, 3 different blushes, and then a bunch of different eyeshadows. So this is a really great face palette. I was really excited to get that, and it's got a really pretty cover. This is another favorite palette. I got this also from Marks and Spencer. It's all kind of rosy pinks and rose gold. Really pretty. So I like that. I like the rose on the front too. And then down here I've got a Sephora Color Anthology. It's all eyeshadows, really nice. My Urban Decay Naked on the Run palette. My Sephora Collection plus Pantone Universe concealer palette, which I don't use all the time, but it is really nice to have. I've got my Z palette with some eyeshadows that used to be in single pans, so that's been really helpful. It's actually gotten me to use these eyeshadows a lot more frequently now that they're in a palette like this. I've got the Autograph palette that I bought on my last trip to London, which I love this highlighter, and the blush is really pretty. So that's really great, and I love how compact it is. Too Faced, this was a summer palette that they did, and then my 2 Fleur de Force eyeshadow quads and a large bronzer from Bourjois. So we've got also my Sephora color switch, and then we've got this tray, and this tray is my daily regular makeup. So this is the stuff where if I need to get ready in a hurry, it's all right there. I've got the one primer that I use on a regular basis, which is the mattifying primer from Cover FX. Love this stuff. I've got my trusty Eyelure eyebrow palette. I've got this brow fiber gel from Soap and Glory. This is really good when my brows are in the in-between stage from having a full tint to the tint starting to wear out. Sometimes I can get away with just this and not the palette, but if I'm using the palette, then I have my Rimmel Brow This Way clear gel, which I love. I've got 2 setting sprays. I've got the Urban Decay All Nighter, and then I've got this Terry Miyahira Radiant Beauty Mist that I won in the same giveaway that I got the blush. I really love that. I really love that a lot. I've got my 2 main powders. So this is a foundation powder from Jane Iredale, and this is a compact powder, but I really love them, especially together. It helps me build up coverage. I can use this on its own if I just want to kind of just generally even out the skin tone. But if I use one of the beauty balms or I use them together, then this can build up the coverage to actually make it look more like foundation than just beauty balm. I've got my favorite setting spray or setting powder from Hourglass. This is in Ethereal Light. It looks like this. You can see I've hit pan on it. Finally, I've had this forever. Lasts a long time and it just gives such a beautiful finish. And then right now for spring, summer, I'm back to using the Hourglass palette. I kind of took a break from this in the middle of winter. I really love it for spring, summer, and fall, but it's just a little bit too warm and glowy for winter for me. But I'm back using it and I love it. So really great, and I can do just this if I need to. But if I do want to do a little bit of eye stuff, I either use my Laura Mercier cream eyeshadow stick, or if I have a bit more time, I'll use my new Too Faced Totally Cute palette, usually sticking to a mix of these. I don't do a whole lot with my eyeshadow, but this is the most recent palette that I've bought, so it's living down here so that I use it more frequently. So yeah, so that's, oh, and my primer potion. This tube's almost out, but I've still got 2 more this size in here. So that's my makeup collection and my kind of storage and how I have everything set up. But yeah, so that's my collection. This was fun. It's fun showing people what you've got and how you've stored it. The acrylic drawers I got from Amazon for, I think those ones were, that size was like 20. The larger one here that my jewelry is in, I think that one was 30 because it's got an extra drawer. So it might have been 25. But still a really good price for acrylic drawers. When I was first looking at the Container Store, so expensive. There was no way I was paying that much money. But yeah, so I find that, and then a bunch of these other ones are from IKEA or their old Bath & Body Works candle jars. So I get really creative with how I store all of my brushes. Most of my brushes, I'd say the vast majority of them are from e.l.f. The few exceptions are my Primark brush. I got some new brushes. There's 3 with these bright pink tops. I've got 2 face brushes and an eyeshadow brush. These are Wet n Wild. I got them at Walgreens the other day. I have a new brush by Bliss that I got at Nordstrom Rack for really cheap compared to its full price cost. And I've got a brush from Eminence, but I found a similar brush that's just as good from e.l.f. This was $40, this was $12, and they're pretty much just as good. And then I have a few brushes, a set with this kind of copper rose gold handle from Bestope, I think that's pronouncing it right, on Amazon. Otherwise, if they don't look like one of these, they're from e.l.f. Because I just find that, and like these are e.l.f. brushes, they're just the new like premium range that they have. I find that e.l.f. brushes are just as good, if not better, than the more expensive brushes. So, and I want to buy more of these ones when I'm in London next and can go to Primark again, because these are great and there's no way I would pay, like I think the actual Artiste version in this size is like $60. This was £4. I would never pay $60 when the £4 version is probably just as good. Yeah, so those are my brushes. I hope you enjoyed it. Give the video a thumbs up if you did. Say hi down in the comments. Let me know if you have any products in common, if you spotted any of your favorites among my stash. That would be fun to know. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're new to my channel because you love makeup collection videos, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll subscribe and come back to watch more of my videos. I would love that. And yeah, I will see you all very soon in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.